The fog is gone! Wait, isn't that the form the all-devouring narwhal changed into? Really? So, you're telling Paimon that giant whale and this guy can both turn into the fowl? How does that work?
It's a subconscious instinct. Any intelligent being who longs for his level of strength is bound to mimic his appearance. It's a natural response after encountering someone as powerful as Master. To them, he represents ultimate power. We know the person before us has encountered Master, and we know he stole a portion of my power. So it's not surprising that he would assume this form.
Okay. Oh, the closer Paimon looks, the more intimidating it gets. Nervalette isn't here this time, so it's up to us. He won't have the nerve to steal again after we're done with him. Let's teach this guy a lesson.
Another star goes out! Haven't forgotten your training, I hope.
Water jet!
Once more!
Wipe out!
Paradigm shift!
Go!
Merciless. Another star goes out!
Water jet!
Beyond this world.
Go! Water jet! Go!
And death. Once more!
Water jet!
Paradigm shift! Keep going!
Go!
Another star goes out! Haven't had enough of my power. Well then, let's see how much more of this power you can handle. Well, have you come to your senses?
You saw that my body was at its limit. So, you deliberately channeled your power into me, knowing that it would destroy my shell from within. Such power, such keen battle instincts. So you must be...
Skirk, Sertologi's disciple.
How long has it been? How long has he been away from Tevat?
Hundreds of years.
Hundreds? Sorry, it's a lot to take in. I should introduce myself. I am Skofnungar, a friend of your master and one of his followers. This is the first time I've heard your name, Skirk. But hundreds of years ago, I knew you existed. And I knew you would come here.
Hundreds of years ago?
Sounds like you and Master have quite the history. Care to tell us about it?
Of course. Might as well take advantage of a clear head while I can. The story starts a long, long time ago. I was born into a noble family in Conria. As the eldest son, I was set to inherit our title. But I contracted an incurable illness as a child, and everyone gave up on me. I trained the sword harder than anyone else, defeated all of my peers. But it was all in vain. When other people looked at me, all I saw in their eyes was pity, or a strange glee in my misfortune. Even my parents were just waiting for me to die. Over time, my heart hardened, and I became aimless. That was the point where I met your master, Sertologi. We were similar in age, but different in background. He was born in prison, the son of criminals who had been sentenced to death. He spent his childhood wandering the streets, facing more criticism than the literary works in the Universitas Magistrorum. Yet, he always wore a smile on his face, as if kindness and malice were one and the same, and he could not see the difference. I still remember what he said to me when we first met. You need to fight to survive. Even if it's a losing battle, it should light a fire under you. How can you sit back like this and go down without a fight?
That does sound like something he would say.
He was the first to acknowledge that I was worth something, and he inspired me to keep going. When we sparred together, it was the first time I'd actually felt the thrill of combat. When I was 10, he stole forbidden research materials and managed to cure my illness. It was like there was nothing in this world he couldn't accomplish. When it came to the human form, he was always intent on pushing the boundaries of possibility. But somewhere along the way, I fell behind. My talents were nothing compared to his, and at some point, I realized he had pulled so far ahead, I was too embarrassed to even ask him to spar. After his grand endeavor was successful, he sought me out and said to me,
"This planet no longer holds anything of interest to me, so I'm leaving. But first, I have an offer. I can use a power I have just refined to break the curse of immortality for you. Your death was once what we worked so hard to prevent. But the immortality you now face is a different kind of pain altogether."
I'll pass. Immortality doesn't sound so bad to me. Since I can't die, it means I have an infinite amount of time to get stronger. Maybe I'll finally catch up to you one day, and we can spar like we used to.
Are you sure? I cannot say when I will return. Your body, or rather, your soul, might not be able to withstand this curse.
All I can do is try. After all, a wise man once told me, people need to fight for their own survival.
Wise indeed. Nevertheless, if you grow weary of the pain of immortality, and wish to experience a good sparring match before you wither away, seek out my disciple.
Disciple? Never thought I'd hear that word coming from you.
Nor I, but Vedifenir said I was destined to find a disciple out there in the universe, and bring her to Tibet. You know as well as I, Vedifenir's prophecies are never wrong.
Well, now I'm curious about who this disciple of yours will be.
All Vedifenir said was that one day, the stars shall bow in her honor.
Sounds pretty impressive.
Of course. Only the most outstanding people would have the right to become my disciple.
Still self-assured as ever, I see. But you're not wrong.
I'll be leaving then. Oh, and if you are serious about getting stronger, I left you a little gift in the primordial sea. As I've said before, walk whatever path you want. Freedom means even the wicked get to make their own choices.
Waiting for me in the primordial sea was the all-devouring narwhal, already beaten into submission by Sertologi. In its weakened state, I was able to cut off part of its flesh and sew it into my own heart.
Your heart? That sounds like torture! How did you even survive that?
Because, of course, I bear the curse of immortality.
So, you used the curse to turn yourself into a vessel for power. Even with that whale's ability, devouring power like that is not something the human body can withstand. With your body and soul constantly at the breaking point, it was the curse of immortality that sustained you. But that is not the path to strength. You have to pour your heart into it, work for it, dream of it. Instead, you stole something that didn't belong to you, and it backfired.
You're right. I should have known better, but I had already I miss your master. I miss the days when we were all together, troublemakers without a home. I don't regret the choice I made. But if you'll allow it, I do want to apologize. To both of you.
After the beating we just gave you, I think we can call it even.
You're an interesting one as well. Sertologi's disciple. That's a lot to live up to. It can't have been an easy experience. I know what he's like. He rules with an iron fist, using despair and fear to force you to catch up to him, all the while standing ever out of reach. We're like mountain climbers in the dark, never knowing how much higher we have to climb, or when we will see the sun again.
True. But I made up my mind long ago. No matter how dark it gets, I will not give in to despair. I will overcome it. Besides, after hearing your story, I suspect what Master really wants is not a battle that demands his full strength, but rather a defeat without regrets.
Oh?
Since you're his friend, you must have some things in common. First time we came here, when you stabbed me through the fog and stole my power, I felt no emotion coming from that spike. But when you had to devote all your strength fighting me just now, I could feel joy and passion emanating from your blade. It was the joy of a researcher discovering the truth of the world, the joy of an artist uncovering a temple of wonders.
Interesting. I'm certain I didn't express those emotions outright. Yet you were able to read them from my blade, like a glimpse into my inner world. You're right. That battle brought me an unbridled sense of joy, and my defeat brings me no regret whatsoever.
Exactly. I think Master also craves a battle like that. One where his opponent forces him to use all his strength, unlock the extent of his potential, and transcend his own limits. A battle to end all battles. After which, all can come to an end, including, perhaps, his life. For that very reason, good and evil are meaningless to him. He has one purpose, one goal: to complete himself. It's one of the secrets to his strength.
Perhaps you're right. Perhaps that is his goal. What a battle that would be. Oh, to witness such a...
Are you okay?
Too many different kinds of power are surging through my body. The curse of immortality allows it all to coexist, but it does not remove the pain. I won't be able to hold on to my sanity for much longer. What a shame. I would have loved to witness that battle. Sertologi once offered to free me from this curse. Now, I must ask that of you, Skirk. Can you release me from the pain?
I can, but not through death, if that's what you are hoping for. It's not a suitable punishment for your crime. As an alternative, I can take your consciousness, along with all the power you've consumed, and smash it to pieces. The impurities will dissipate, and under the curse of immortality, your mind and body will regenerate. When that process is complete, you will be back to who you were before, no longer tortured by powers you can't control. But it will be a time-consuming and painful process. The decision is yours to make.
I accept. And who knows? Perhaps I'll wake up in time to witness your great battle with Sertologi. I have faith that you'll be able to stand against him one day. Though I know it'll be a long and arduous road. If we are climbers in the dark, it appears the dawn has finally broken for me. But your ascent continues. At least, it looks like you are not alone on your journey.
I will reach the top of this mountain, no matter what it takes. And you, Skofnungr, will be my witness at the end of all things.
It's finally over. Let's get out of here. Huh. At least we don't have to make a mad dash for the exit like... We did it! Ah, it's only been a few days, but it feels like forever. Once again, we've proved there's nothing we can't overcome. We're just that awesome. Wow, you sound even more confident than usual. Guess you really have become stronger. Today sure went by fast. It's night already. Oh wait, that reminds Paimon. The stars you mentioned, the ones that died out, are they back now?
Yes. The power Skofnungr stole has been returned. So, the stars have regained their light.
Great! Huh, it's crazy that you even noticed their light was gone. There are so many stars in the sky. If a few disappeared, Paimon definitely wouldn't be able to tell.
I suppose it's because I have gazed upon this sky for centuries. The false stars, hanging in the meticulously planned sky, glittering with rotten light. It's not real. And yet, it is for that very reason that I can look upon it and enjoy the momentary peace it brings. Even the most beautiful of bubbles has to burst. We will return to the real universe one day, whether of our own volition or not. Time marches ever forward. Even the innocent and naive will taste life's bitterness. Yet through hardship, we grow until we learn to seize the sands of time for ourselves and uncover our true strength. Though we gaze upon a false sky, its vastness and majesty is palpable. One can only wonder, what is it going to take for kindness to reign supreme in the vast expanse of the universe?
Oh, this is all going over Paimon's head. But if she knows one thing, it's that the Traveler always finds a way. Ever since we met, he has filled Paimon's days with happiness. No matter how tough things get, he always finds a way to make it better. If it's too big a job for one person, then they'll do it with two. And if two's still not enough, then three. We've met so many amazing friends and accomplished so many amazing things. As long as we don't give up, we can make any wish come true.
I suppose when it comes to you, anything is possible. Well, I should be going. Now that my power is no longer isolated from my emotions, I need more practice to get used to it. I suppose fate will decide. Maybe we'll bump into each other on the street. Or maybe we'll reunite on a different planet entirely. Regardless, reunions and partings are but passing moments. More than anything, I hope that, at the end of this journey, wherever it takes us, we stand in a world reborn. One without war, pain, or forced partings. One where new life can bloom, even where there was once nothing but scorched earth. For this, we must all work to become stronger. Goodbye, Traveler. Remember your training. Make sure to put it to use.
Bye! Is it just Paimon, or is she being nicer than before? We definitely count as friends after all that, don't you think? Hey, what do you think about camping here tonight? There's nothing quite like sleeping under the stars. Come tomorrow, we can continue our journey. Oh, and since Paimon treated you to that super nice meal at Wanmin Restaurant, it's about time you returned the favor. Looks like the Millelith have set up camp to deal with this. There's soldiers and fortifications everywhere. Yeah, let's fight side by side with the Millelith and send those monsters packing, just like old times. Then.
Halt, you two. There's danger up ahead. I'll have to ask you to turn back. No, wait. I think I recognize you.
Sergeant! What the heck? Have you been doing night shifts in the Millelith while Paimon's a...
I'm Feng Jin, leader of this Millelith platoon. Staff of our reports also list you as an honorary knight in the Knights of Favonius, granted captain-level authority in times of crisis. Therefore, it seems only appropriate to address you as Sergeant. But now that introductions are out of the way, let's get back to business. Please, come with me.
Wait, Kuching's here too? Huh. This situation must be more complicated than we thought. So much for solving this with one quick fight.
Lady Yuheng, as you predicted, the Traveler and his second-in-command are here to see you.
Good work, Feng Jin. It's been a while, you two. I see you're still chasing danger. The news has barely gone out, and here you are, first at the front line as ever. Let me start by giving you a brief background of the situation. For many years, this ley line deposit has been very stable. However, for reasons we've not yet determined, it recently became unusually active, which has led to an alarming surge in monster attacks. Worse still, eliminating the monsters seems to have no effect. The ley line disturbance remains, and anyone who comes into contact with it is transported to a strange domain. This is the first time we've seen this sort of anomaly.
Yikes! That's really weird. So, somehow, this ley line deposit is turned into a sort of teleport waypoint? And shouldn't you guys be calling from our backup? There's no way a camp this size can withstand an otherworldly invasion.
Please don't worry, Paimon. Our defenses are as stable as can be, and all units are elite officers who have served in the Guili Plains. With their experience, each one of them is easily worth 100 troops. Still, the longer this garrison stays up, the more costly it will be. If we don't find the source of the ley line disturbance soon, we run the risk of depleted resources and troop fatigue. Military action should be taken with precision and prudence. Every attack has to count. A passive defense is always a losing strategy.
That makes a lot of sense. Sitting around and waiting for the enemy to attack sounds like it would really suck.
Yes, which is why Yelan has taken a team to infiltrate and investigate the domain. They should be back in a few hours with the intel we need.
Ah! Why'd you have to sneak up on us like that, Yelan?
You're back early. I'm guessing things didn't go according to plan.
explains why the ley line deposit is bright red. There was one just like it back then, too. Big and red and plump. Huh, like a juicy apple ripe for the picking. You're starting to lose Paimon a little.
And the bad news, Yelan? Give it to us straight. So to summarize, we have two options. The first is to strengthen our defenses, keep fending off the monster attacks, and hope the disturbance dies down in due course. Option 2 is to send the Traveler inside the domain with a team of troops to eliminate the disturbance at the source. Understood. I'll prepare for both courses of action. I'll need to contact Ningguang and request additional funding for our defenses. At the same time, I'll reach out to the Kayang to discuss manpower. We need to get our troops on rotation as soon as possible.
Hey, isn't this the part where you're supposed to tell us to get out there and give 'em what for?
Sorry, but peacekeeping in Liyue is a duty that belongs to the Millelith and the Qixing. It's my role as commander to keep my officers from taking on unnecessary risks. Plus, I don't want you taking this on all by yourself, for reasons both professional and personal. So if you don't want to get involved, I won't force you. I'll simply treat this like a long-term training exercise for the Millelith, with several platoons working in rotation. Meanwhile, I'll have scouts keep up the intelligence-gathering work inside the domain. Once we understand it sufficiently well, we can put a strike team together to head in and neutralize the threat. Of course, if you do wish to participate, and once the ley line disturbance has been brought under control, I will review your record and compensate you accordingly.
Paimon, too! Whichever way you cut it, we can't sit this one out. We're allies of Liyue. We're the best adventurer duo around, and we're friends of Keqing and Yelan. Plus, we don't need to worry about being shortchanged. Keqing and Yelan will definitely make it worth our time.
That looks like determination to me. I like what I see. All right, here's how we're going to do this. Yelan, tell your team to prepare for another trip into the domain, this time with the Traveler joining them. Keep your eyes peeled and your blades ready. Be aware of your surroundings at all times, and look out for one another. Remember, whenever the situation takes a turn for the worse, it never hurts to retreat and regroup. Don't go pushing yourselves too hard, all right? With that said, I await your triumphant return.
Yeah! We'll be back with good news for the both of you!